I liked her much. She liked it so much she heard that you get a UPIS book at the textbook if I had a chance to more from the supports against and people. It's written by another man who's very good in the field, Homer Warner. It was I don't know what pathologist or insight, but I think he pathologist through anyhow. He's the professor at a different medical school at the University of Utah in Salt Lake City, and was another pioneer in the computer medical. He was also the editor of another computers and medical research. It's one of the prestigious journals in the field of computers and healthcare. And he'd written a book which is supposed to be somewhat comprehensive to computer use in medical decision making, but I think what the book amounts to more than anything is a kind of description of a particular medical information system, namely the one at the University of Utah. So I thought that instead of going straight to Lindbergh's book, what I might try to do is spoke about the first half of Lindbergh's book, which is a kind of introduction to the field, a description of what the architecture had been done there, medical information systems, so commercially owned academically. And then before he gets to do a section on the evaluation of its system, we just have this for. I got the Warner book is I'll put you on more depth about the particular discovery in the more detail about. To the extent this book is a general focus, you go into more detail about a general. And then back to, so I marked down these weeks, and I found that schedules, big schedules are often on the value to follow. The fine by me if the schedule is on the loosely followed, I'm specifically checking the schedule. But I recovered the day we recovered and beat the Lindberg, first half of the Lindberg book, and then perhaps next week, the Warner book, the bulk of the Warner book, and then back to the Lindberg book, talked about the evaluation of medical information. But I've been working for the last couple of weeks, and I've heard a very interesting talk. If I felt the software system, I have been working on software systems, how you should design so that the link itself to be changed. Top, which is a very picture to shoot in computer science. Big system like a medical information system inevitably need to be altered in order to satisfy users to buy. And it proves typically very difficult, but to modify a large computer system greatly so that it does what computer on it application would do. Anyhow, so with that in mind, there's an article in one of the proceedings by Bosch about how to design medical information for nutrition that gets food. But in addition to evaluating medical information, the phones were stuff for a fairly rigorously and very interesting way for the algebra in pi. I would be glad if we could somehow get into the issue of how do you design the information system. I know they're fairly open subjects. That's perhaps we should talk one another different of that. Around this time, I would think it would thinking it was the guiding to go somewhere and try to see another information system doing through that, but or part of that. It is a simplest medical information system. But get with more. It would feel itself as a new predefined term. But you could say the pathology laboratory information to people that there are more comprehensive medical information that for one and pathology there, so it's longer. And what I would like to do would be the C-touch place. I mean, I had C-touch place before it at the Parkland Hospital at Dallas, which is one of the novelist of a lot of which is I would to God, you know, so sharp the lot. And they do have a very congratulated. They made a bodo job to the complicity and happened like the main alcoholic that they wanted and I get or never will not do that. You must get come back. Why you? Did you have the I'm not be good. Did you understand? I guess your deficiency cannot, and it must be answer presentation that I'm getting the names for whatever. Well, yeah, I'll probably check off. You double check that. I probably put it to that. I think it, yeah, and about so the rest, it box it all. Part that getting part that says the big part to the operation man the people require that the I was man actually about talking about ample that I have a feeling there are actually many that the doctor I would get we get the group from worked at a hospital or at the shouldn't explain that they have to do at another one we are just but question is all part of the hospital. But he probably I'm not very familiar with what you could need. It would be to the camera. He had probably then nothing. Authorized to visit. And flipping the army, the key about the army, it should be fine. But at least it goes up like, see that up point. It didn't pop you like the push. Anyhow, then I would one direction. Hey, if you evaluate, particularly about medical information, so one thing that really good help clerically, they help with it. So, but they also have the ability to help this decision make beyond just setting the papers, they will, and in that direction, not with people dedicate the bar to the it's in that direction if they don't for the word. Well, getting the PSP rate with it. And there's one thing and that's what Warner does in the last category for. And so perhaps going from medical information system you could fly into medical decision making again, looking at Warner's book. And then I might re-examine and what I talked about in the second class and help them make girls and issues that they can diagnose it and read the customizing system with illustration. And this could kind of the number of subjects, one being technology that I referred to again. So I think in the last 3 weeks and to get the step list to make list, but that's something which I'd like to read and come on other it's working. It's a typology laboratory. A number of kids on here. And I have another good book. This one here. There are a number of books that is so clinical laboratories come out. They'll be here on edited by the master. Which had a number of very good articles in it. I covered part of that. You could hide in, you could take the indices and go to negotiate through in the interpretation and lab result. And then also another thing which I'd like to do when it can to try to give us a flavor for the many things that go on in this little just the usual people. One of these proceeding like this I would be taking the responsibility to go over it with you, read over farther already, but I go systematically over the course of the session or two via argument. cakes up into like computers in medical education and spend 10 minutes or an hour or whatever we want discussing what's been done in the area or some different stuff. And likewise, so the coffee to here, we could discuss and get a better feel about the breadth and the depth as well as in the views on this. And so get there the quality is